What's up, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. Obviously, you wanted to know a little bit about how to survive your first semester. So if you want to listen to my tips, I have 10 tips, then I advise you to keep watching.
Master! Y'all!
Okay, so boom. I know most of you guys are probably like real anxious right now. Those of you who are starting your first semester in the fall, I know you're so anxious, like you just don't know what to expect. I just want to tell you personally, calm down. Calm down. I promise you it's going to be okay. Hopefully by these 10 tips I give you, they'll help you just a little teensy tiny bit to help you, get through your first semester and survive like I did. Because trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. But okay, so my first tip would have to be to prepare yourself. Everything that you've probably heard as far as like, it's a lot of work, it requires a lot of studying, it requires a lot of dedication, it's true. So when I say prepare yourself, I'm saying if you can go, like if you know what textbooks you have to get, that are required for the class, go get them now while you have this free time, this summertime. And just take a few, not even a few hours, just take maybe like 30, 45 minutes out of your day to start preparing yourself for what you're about to encounter in the fall semester. So if you can, like I said, go get books. Even if you can look up notes, start looking up YouTube videos of different topics on, say you're taking health assessment in the fall. Look up health assessment videos, start, watching assessment videos, so that way when you come in the fall or you start in the fall, you're ready and you at least know what to expect just a little bit. My second tip is gonna be, this one, it wasn't hard for me, but some people say that you have to cut out social media completely. Me personally, and you know who you are as a person, like you know how you handle social media, I did not have to cut off my social media. I didn't have to delete any accounts. I didn't have to do any of that. I knew when it was time to study, it was time to put my phone down, it was time to silence it. I did allow myself, electronic breaks. So if I wanted to get on my cell phone, if I wanted to watch videos that don't have nothing to do with what I'm studying, like on YouTube, I would allow myself that time. So me personally, I don't say cut off social media completely. I would say know how to schedule it into your studying time, or know how to schedule your study time, and allow yourself to have breaks. And while you're having breaks, you can be on your phone. My next one would be, if you don't know how to prioritize, you should probably get that down before fall semester starts. I know I kind of said this in one of my videos, like if you have friends that are not in nursing school, they don't know how hard nursing school is. They don't know how much time it requires. So they're going to ask, hey, do you want to go out? Girl, do you want to go here? No, I have a test on Monday and I need to study. You need to learn, to say no. If you don't know how to say no, you need to learn how to prioritize. And it's important for you to understand that at this point in time, nursing school is going to come first and foremost. Before going out, girl, let's go to our no, we're not going to get our nails done. I have to study. Like, you have to study. You have to know when you can and cannot go out. My next one is going to be when you go to clinicals, maybe, I don't know if there are some nursing schools where the first semester doesn't have clinicals, but however, my program, we had clinicals. So if you do have a clinical, I would say be that person that always wants to do something. Don't be that person that sits in the back of the classroom, the back of the hospital, whatever, the back of the room, and not asking questions, not wanting to, experience anything, not wanting to do anything on the practice dummies, not wanting to do anything at all, not even talking. Don't be that person. You want to be the person that your clinical instructor points out and is like, okay, hey, like you want to learn, you're trying to learn, you're asking questions, you want to actually do stuff, like you're on the right track. So be that person. Don't be the person in the back of the room that doesn't, really do anything. Because trust me, their clinical instructors will notice and they'll definitely point that out to you. My next thing is going to be like, as far as in the classroom, like when you're getting your lecture, it's important to take notes or to record. Me personally, I don't record. My friend, she records and that helps her, but I just can't record because I feel like when I go back to my house, I just don't want to hear it. I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't want to hear it. So I take notes on my laptop, and like what we get is like PowerPoints. They're super duper long PowerPoints, what I'll do is like under the PowerPoint section, there's like a note-taking section. I'll just kind of break down the PowerPoint a little bit. Then when I go home, I'll break it down even more so that way I'm able to understand what was discussed in that class time. And I will add on, it's best, like when you learn something in class, it's best to go after class and to go over what you just learned or what was just told to you. That way it's fresh on your mind. If you didn't understand something, you can break it down a little bit more to help you understand, versus you waiting like for the weekend or you waiting for a couple days down the line and you really don't remember what was said. Let's just say you didn't take notes, you didn't record, whatever may be the case, then you're gonna have to try like 5 times harder because you didn't do it when you had that actual class day. My next one is going to be to take breaks while you're studying. I did not do this like my first couple weeks, probably like the first month. I didn't allow myself study time. Another bad thing, I didn't allow myself, I hate to say this, but I didn't really allow myself to eat. Like I would tell myself, okay, when you get to this certain point, then you can eat. Don't do that. Like do not allow yourself breaks. Like I said, allow yourself electronic breaks. Allow yourself to cook your dinner. Like you have to eat. That's so important. You have to eat. You have to take care of yourself. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but please take your breaks. Don't try to study for like 6 hours straight because you're going to get like groggy and you're not even going to really remember what you studied, what you're looking over. So really at that point, it's just pointless. So take breaks in between, maybe like every 30 to 45 minutes, take a 15-minute break and, get back to studying. The next one is going to be build connections with your professor. I don't want to say sit in the front of the class, but definitely the people on the first row are more noticeable. I guess people just give off that like, I know it's just known like if you sit in the front row, you just you're ready to learn, girl. Like you're there. And not that it's a bad thing that you sit in the second row. Don't do the back row. Just don't do that. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like if you sit in the second row, the middle row, I'm not gonna say, oh, you have to sit in the front. Like if you don't sit in the front row, you're not gonna pass. I'm not saying that. But wherever you sit, just make sure that you're attentive. Like you have, like you can see the screen, anything you need, you have access to it. But I'm definitely not saying sit in the front row. But I will say by sitting in the front row, you have, like your teacher is going to notice you a little bit more. Your professor is going to notice you more. But aside from all that, it's important to build connections with your professor. So say, like, and if you're already in college, you probably already know this. Like, go up, like the first day of class, after class, go up, introduce yourself. Allow your professor to know who you are because I promise you that'll help you in the end. My next one is going to be study groups. If it was not for my study group, I probably would not have gotten like as far as I did. In the beginning, I wasn't studying with anyone and I was realizing like I can't do this by myself. I personally feel like nursing school is something you cannot do alone. Like you have to, I don't want to say you have to, but it's very beneficial to have a study group because they're going through the same thing you're going through. They're trying to learn the same thing you're going through. And by talking it out with one another, like if I don't understand it and say Asia, my friend Asia, let's say she understands it, we're on the same level. So if she breaks it down to me, like, and she already knows how I am, like if she breaks it down to me, then I can understand versus me trying to sit there and contemplate for hours and hours and hours by myself to get the concept down. I'm not going to be able to get it down. So when you're in a study group and you don't understand something, that's a good opportunity to be able to voice yourself so your peers can help you. So definitely try to get in a study group. I wouldn't say like your best friends, I wouldn't say do that. Maybe add a few people who are really about their stuff so that way you guys don't get off track that much. My next one, and I said this earlier, take care of yourself, guys. Make sure you're eating breakfast. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Your brain cannot function without sleep. Do not stay up at night, all night, the night before your test. You're not going to be able to operate. And I learned that my first test. I stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, had a test at like 9 o'clock. Girl, don't do it. Okay, and then my last one, this is my own preference and it may be your own, but me personally, I prayed, and I prayed. Like, My faith has never been so strong until I got into nursing school. And I'm telling you, like, when you pray and like you allow yourself to just have that time, you're good. You'll be fine. Like, I remember I was having a breakdown towards the end of the semester. It was final time and I was freaking out. I just had to like step aside from all my work. I just had to step away from the room and I just had to pray because I was having like a mental breakdown. And so, yeah, that's just my 10th tip. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other requests, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Make sure you share. Thanks for watching and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.